evening, everyone. On the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit page, you'll see once again that Kathy is missing. Today, we send great healing. She came home from school. You all know last week it was a pretty spectacular week for her with live concerts at her high school. And she came home today not well. So we're putting lots of good vibes out there for Kathy to feel well. And I am honored to have Jessica with me tonight, a longtime friend. We've met in person, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. We've reconnected. Thank you, technology. There's Thankful Thursday for technology to keep us connected. So thank you, Jessica, for being with me tonight.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Anytime I get to hang out with you, I'm a happy girl. So
do you want to tell them what we did before we came on?
Oh my goodness. Okay, this was the absolute best way ever to show up on a Zoom call. I come in and she's like grooving. She's got her song on. She's doing the sign. She's like, there was no stopping her. She was doing this till the end. She cranked it up. We were dancing. It was awesome. So that's it. That's the only way I want to come on to a Zoom call ever again.
It's so good. And there's just those moments that we have to take them. We have to move our bodies and be grateful our bodies can still move to the music. And it's a whole appreciation, because can you imagine the people that were singing put their all into it for us to be entertained? They delivered their gifts to us for entertainment. And if we just kind of sat there and went, as we were singing, how does that show appreciation for other people's crafts?
I agree.
So Jessica, what do you do for a living?
Ooh, wow, that's a loaded question. I do a bunch of things. I do so many things.
Like me.
So my day job is I'm actually like a senior project coordinator for an electrical contractor.
Okay.
So that takes up most of my time, unfortunately. And then every other minute of the day, I'm coach and podcast host and author. So yeah, that's my real jam.
Okay, so I was going to ask you about what you're thankful for, but before I get to there, you've got a beautiful sign behind you and it says, "Today I choose joy." Mm-hmm. So let's go down that road a little bit.
And you're opening up Pandora's box, my friend.
And you know what? Pandora's awesome. She wants to come out lots. So let's
let
her out. Right. Let her out.
Okay.
So what does joy mean to you? Why joy?
Goodness. Oh, joy is my reason for being. When I did an exercise a couple years ago about like what my business was all about for me, and it's called the 7 levels deep. People should highly recommend go do this exercise. But basically you ask yourself questions and you go 7 levels deep until you figure out what something like truly, truly means to you. And what came up for me over and over and over again is that what I do is for joy and joy and freedom. And so for me, when I feel joy, that's when I feel like the most free, right? Like, so when you message me and say, "Hey, Jess, can you want to come on my show tonight?" I mean, this is my idea of a good time. This is all about joy, baby. Right. So there was no hesitation for me to even think about no, because I knew how much fun it would be to hang out with you. So this is my North Star. I'm always just looking for ways to have joy.
So with using joy and you being so seated in joy, and you mentioned that you're a business coach, how do you get somebody there?
Well, I use joy as an umbrella term. For me, joy is the true meaning of joy. It's that bliss, it's that sweet spot. But I believe that joy is that thing that makes you feel the most fulfilled. Mm-hmm. And when you're there and you're in that moment, you're like, this is it. This is the way I want to feel all the time. And it could, for some people, that could be love. For some people, that could be compassion. That could be giving back. Like whatever it is that just makes you feel so alive, that's your joy. And so I help people to uncover that for them, to create that North Star so that they can use it for making decisions about their business, about who to work with, about what type of projects to take on. All of that becomes the way that you make decisions, is when you figure out what lights you up at that deepest level.
And how about, let's put this equation, this kind of word mathematical equation. Oh, that doesn't make sense because math is numbers. But joy plus gratitude equals what in Jessica's life?
Ooh, joy and gratitude. Ooh, that just feels very powerful to me. Yeah, like if you put those two things together, it feels unstoppable.
Mm, mm. So it is Thankful Thursday Reflections. So what are you thankful for this week? What?
Well, when you asked me this question to prepare for this, I mean, the first thing that came up for me was people. The people
Mm,
that I'm been like it that have been gravitating towards me recently, and the way that people are starting to show up for
mhm.
me in my life, and in like I can't even explain it. It's like the alignments, right? It's like we're all just kind of aligning with each other, and it's kind of blowing my mind because I see people as opportunities, right?
Mhm.
Like you and I
Yeah.
meeting 5, 6 years ago, and then some of the things that you and I have done together now, you never know where that relationship is going to go when you show up and you give, right? And then the law of reciprocity kicks in, and it's just this constant, flow between two people. So for me, people is where I'm putting most of my energy right now, is really nurturing those relationships, and being there to support them. And then in return, they seem to be supporting me. It's been beautiful.
It's so amazing. A philosophy or epiphany that kind of came to me 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, time frame really doesn't matter. With this is I was having a conversation with somebody and they said, Jeanette, you're so giving. You're so giving. And I've had this last year and a half or 2.5 years that it used to be givers gain, the networking things, it's got to be givers gain. And to me, when that is, you're connecting something that you got to get back when they're, but it's give to give to give to ask. So when you give to give, you've disconnected yourself from the outcome. You're just given to give. So give to ask. And it came to me because so many times people go, well, what's the quantitative? What's the numbers? What's the stats? And that I believe that you need to give 10% of your wage or time currency to your community or to a church, or they call it tithing. You need to give 10% to your business community, whether you volunteer setting up the chairs, taking the tickets, whatever that looks like for you in business. And what the result is for me is I can comfortably live on 80% of my time, and it leaves a 20% space for me to receive.
I like that.
So if
Mhm.
we're living at a full bore and I was in a presentation this week for Women's Net over in the UK, and the one girl said, I'm not getting very far on my social media, and people, I do social media out there, is I went, how are you posting? Are you using that word I? Like, I'm so excited that I'm going to be doing this, this, and this. And I said, for me to read that, it's very, pardon the expression, a little narcissistic or egotistical. Immediately the mind goes to that. You were still excited for you. But I said, just try dropping the I.
Mm.
Just drop the I and watch how humans will come into your life.
Mm.
Drop the I.
Beautiful.
Yeah, because it's implied. Like you arrive when you say you show up and you show interest, you are arriving wholly. You don't need to shout, I'm here, because you're here.
Duh.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, I love it.
So do you have any plans for Easter? We've got 4 days coming up here in British Columbia that we get a little bit of a long spring break before we spring into lots of good stuff happening outside out of doors here.
Well, I'm hoping the weather will be at least decent one day this week, because I run a local Let's Hiking group. And
Oh,
so we've been really active the last few weeks because the weather's starting to behave. So I'm crossing my fingers that we'll able to do that. We're going to go walk at Mud Bay on Sunday, hopefully. I've got a couple of interviews tomorrow because again,
okay.
people are starting to, reach out to me, and I'm happy to be there and do the things with the people for their things. And then other than that, I really, really, really need to clean my office. So I'm calling it some spring nesting. I need to do some spring nesting. That's what I need to do. So
Beautiful. And that's where the birth of new ideas come when we nest.
I need to clear some clutter. So need to make some space.
Sounds delightful. So I'm going to encourage you. I did a forest meditation with my girlfriend Laura out in Harrison a couple of 3 years ago, and she had us. So when you're on your nature trail, encourage you to find the smallest thing. She asked us to find the smallest thing we could find
Okay.
and meditate on it. Just
Okay.
look at it and meditate on it. And I found the tiniest little mushroom to appreciate and really meditate on. So just
Okay.
something to appreciate, being out in nature to kind of ground us in our place, to be present for the glory of it.
I love it. Okay, so can I now turn the tables on you, my friend?
Absolutely.
So tell me what you are most grateful for this week.
I have a list of people that have come into my life that have been instrumental in a dream come true. You know,
Ooh.
when you get up in the morning, and I'm a person that prays and said, I'd love to be able to teach at a university. I didn't say a university. I said, I'd love to meet. That's what I said. I'd love to meet the people who are responsible for the curriculum to do with business in schools.
How specific.
And someone stepped up, Tracy Poland, and she was present for a conversation that somebody else said, do you know somebody? And she said, I do know somebody. And I'm incredibly grateful for a chain of people to the schools that I teach for now, that I was able to practice, hone my skills, to move on to Indiana University of Indiana University. I'm going to have to say it properly. Indiana University, the Northwest Campus of Business School and Economics.
Beautiful.
And teach them that social media can be good. Can be good. Can be good.
If you learn it correctly from the master.
Yes. So we're going to wrap this up. So thank you so much, Jessica. We do a special little thing out for our guests that are watching, is we take our right hand, we take our left hand, we put a little bit of love in there. We make a heart. We're going to pump it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and kindness out to the world.
Love it. Love it. I feel it. I feel it.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody who's watching live. If you're catching the replay, enjoy your long weekend and watch for the smallest thing and appreciate it over this next week. And if you find that small thing, we encourage you to put it into the comments below. Bye-bye, everybody. Happy
Bye.
Easter.